A friend once told me that during a period of extreme vulnerability in their homeland, a religious and cultural leader instructed people to dress in a discreet but recognizable way, so they could identify one another even in a crowd of 1,000. In a divided society under threat, that kind of bias can become a survival mechanism. When the state fails to protect you, discrimination becomes a tool, not of hatred but of self-preservation. The problem begins when survival behavior is carried into environments where discrimination is actively being reduced rather than enforced. In a country like Canada, when people begin building brotherhoods through identity alone, buying businesses, hiring only their own, promoting only their own, and protecting their own regardless of merit, something dangerous happens. Loyalty replaces judgment. When your people become your primary filter, you stop distinguishing between talent and incompetence, integrity and corruption, good and harmful behavior. This blindness doesn't make communities stronger. It makes them more vulnerable. In fact, it often makes people more exposed to exploitation and crime from within their own community than from outside it. When you support someone solely because they share your race, religion, or culture, you remove accountability. And when you remove accountability, you create cover for abuse. There is a moral rule that applies everywhere. When you commit against others the same discrimination once committed against you, you retroactively justify the injustice you suffered. Victimhood does not grant moral exemption. If given the opportunity to discriminate and discrimination is chosen, then the problem was never just the system. It was also the unexamined habits carried forward. One area where Canada has struggled is social fragmentation through parallel upbringing. When children are educated primarily within isolated cultural or religious environments, they are not only learning academics, they are absorbing the same inherited biases and loyalty structures that once sustained divided societies. Shared public education historically served another function. It delayed social sorting, reduced visible class markers, and taught children to navigate difference under common rules. When that shared foundation weakens, people raised in the same country can still grow up socially foreign to one another. Integration fails not because of diversity, but because universal standards are replaced with selective loyalty.